Hello, everybody. Welcome today to our session. So today we're going to be discussing about one of the important topics in business in English, right? And how to communicate with the vendor, with your customer, with your peers, your stakeholder customers. So the business English that we are providing at Soft Academy, right? It does focus on how to write a professional email in English. So are you worried, right, about sending an email to your customer or manager or a stakeholder? You don't know how to, first of all, to write out the subject line, whom to include in the email, who do not include them into the email, right? You're looking on the salutation, right? How should I express a salutation, right? What should I write on the subject line? How to start my email, right? So many questions are being asked, right, on how to write an email, right? For the first email, I need to write to my client, the first impression, okay? How do I don't perform a mistakes while I'm communicating with the client? How don't I provide a commitment, right, that I be might be asked when I'm sending an email, right? So here what we do is that at Soft Academy, we teach you right on how to write a perfect email, how to be very simple and concise in order to communicate it to either your manager, either to your customer, right, either to your peer, okay, and how does the email it differs while communicate to a customer or to a superior manager or to your peer or to the stakeholders. Now, similar in the fashion, we do have another welcome email to a new client, right? So, wondering on how to build a first impression with your client. How can I send a address the red carpet for my client? Because at the beginning, right, you need to make sure that you need to show all your skills, all your welcoming, right, and your impression to the client. You need to drag up the client. You need to have continuous communication with the client, long-lasting relationship with the client. You need to open new opportunities. So how should I express my email? How to make sure that the customer does not wonder on the syntax used into the email, right? How to resell him a new product? How to make sure that I have got a sign off from the client that he had accepted the deliverable. How to make sure that the customer does understand, interpretates, right, what I'm saying to him, right? So that's again what we're gonna teach you through our session on how to express, right, to your client, how to communicate in a professional, expert way to your client. Of course, there is always conflict, right? And conflict, it is something that is good because that raises up the problem and then you need to act to it, right? So there are many ways of techniques, how to confront, right? And how to solve the root cause of the problem, how to compromise, right? How to build a consensus, how to collaborate, and in order to resolve the how to smooth up down the situation, right? How to avoid the conflict from occurring. So the conflict it could be occurred with your customers or with the team where you're working with, right? And then you need to send them, right? Whether the client, right? You don't want to send them an emphasize email that makes them upset, right? You need to send them somehow an email to maintain the situation, to make sure that you are in control of that situation and that you are need to make assurance to the client not to worry, right, about the problem and you're having everything controlled in your hand. Now, what about if the client send you a very sharp edge, an aggressive email? How you're going to respond? Are you going to respond nose to nose, right? How you're going to respond in smoothing down the situation? That will show you in Soft Academy how to write a very clear and concise, how to sustain and shock that absorption, how to absorb the client, right? How not to make sure that the client does not tolerate your contract, okay? And as well internally, how to communicate with your team, right? And how to smooth down the situation that we're gonna teach you as well through our program, right? On how to resolve conflicts, how to communicate, right? And how to shock observe your client and you don't tolerate to have a a withdrawal of your contract. Again, you need to communicate your milestones, your schedule plan. You need to have a high level plan, we call it the master plan. You need to communicate to the client, right? You need to include into the contract. You need to have a detailed bottom up estimation per plan, right? You need to track down your plan and communicate it to top executives or to your operation director or to your sort of clients, right? So you need to give a status report monthly. You need to give a progress report bi-weekly. You need to give a trend report whether your project is progressing or deprogressing, a forecast, right, in a month's way, what is going to be coming after you followed with a status report. Okay, now you're glooming about the timing of reporting. When should I send the status report? As we have said, I mentioned that status in a month, bi-weekly for a progress, and a focus could be after your progress or status report. Okay, and how to communicate the milestones to the client, how to ask the client for the payment, right? You're feeling shy. How could I ask him? I'm really shy about talking about the money, right? So what is the way in order to send your client in a fashion way, right, without showing a dissatisfaction, right, and as well to show a politeness on how you ask things from your client, right, for the due payment of the milestone. Again, you need to write to compose an email for your internally, right, to ask your HR representative department that you need the salary, and the salary, it has seized its time, right? And you need to write a professional email, right, to emphasize them that the importance and the need of the salary for your situations you're having, right, and circumstances. So, or if you need to ask for the bonus or for the salary or the raise of the salary. So how to communicate, right, without having any negative impression or leaving a negative impression. Okay, if you need to ask for the holidays, if you need to have to ask on the bonus, you need to ask as well on setting a vacation, how whether to communicate to HR or to direct manager, how to communicate. That's again in Soft Academy. We're going to show you the sort of communications, that how to communicate and how to ask for that holiday or for that raise or that salary, the right to have, without leaving a bad impression or not feeling that you're shy about asking them. Right, let's say that you need to perform an effective presentation. So you have a presentation, right? Your manager asks you that you're gonna present to the audience, right, on the success of your project, or you need to present on the market share you're going to perform. If you're from the marketing team, you need to know how I'm going to build up my presentation. What are the topics to include into the presentation? What are the things that I should exclude? What are the data of validations that I should include or data that I should not include? So that's known as the secure data, right, to include or not to include. Confidential data, right? What to include in the body of the presentation? How to end a presentation? What if I'm asked a question and during the presentation I don't know how to answer it? How can I leave a nice impression and then, right, and without keeping the audience feeling that I did not satisfy their need, right? So how to answer them back? All of these presentation skills and preparing of the presentations and how to conduct a presentation, what are the key elements in order to start the presentation, that's what we're going to give you at Soft Academy once you join the Business English course. By the way, the Business English course that we have is that we provide with the sort of business industry you're working in. If you are from pharmaceutical, if you are from IT, if you are from information systems, if you are from mechanical, health, governmental, any sort of business line, political as well, we do give all those sort of presentation based your business English based on the industry and the wording of the keyword used in your industry. That's what we use internally. So writing an effective business plan. Okay, so I have my manager asked me to write an effective business plan, and I don't know the professional language that I should be able to use, the expressions that should be used. That's what we're going to show you, how to use the wording, how to set the keywords, right? How to set the introduction, how to set the body of the topic, how to close the event. So you have performed the research work, okay, but you don't know what to include in the first presentation, what to include in the body, what to include in the end, or how to add the conclusion. That again at Soft Academy, we're going to show you how to write an effective business plan and how to present it to your audience or to your direct manager. Right. So as we said that we do adopt right into various business industries. Okay. So if you have a business requirement document, right? If you're in ERPs or in the media or in e-learning or in manufacturing ERP systems, all of that, and you're an analyst and you need to write a business specification document or a business requirement document. So we show you how to express the effective introduction, how to write a key element function requirements, what are the non-function requirements to include, what are the use cases to be added, and what are the actors to include, and how to use a very simplified and concise and a precision language that your audience does not get confused. Now, please, if you need to join for the course or to inquire about it, please join us at Soft Academy, and you can contact us on the cell phones, and we will be with you for the course, right? And we do give it online and as well on site. Thank you very much. That's